Hi there, thanks for tuning in. This is Mr. Taylor, and what I'd like to do here in this video is show you uh, fairly briefly how to get into the equation editor. This is using a PC computer, and I'm using Microsoft Word, pretty updated version of Microsoft Word. So if you have an older version, the process of getting into the equation editor is a little bit different, but the actual process of using the equation editor is really pretty much the same. So what you're looking at right now is the just a home toolbar for a brand new document in Microsoft Word. And if you go up to the Insert menu and click that or tap that, you'll see another toolbar show up, and all the way over here to the right, you see the equation. That's how you get into the equation editor. Also, notice that when I hover the mouse over that symbol, that the keyboard shortcut shows up. So you can click this symbol right now, and that'll open up the equation toolbar, or from any place in the Word document, if you just click that, that Alt plus equal sign keyboard shortcut, that'll also get you into the equation editor. Okay, so let's just click that just to show you what it looks like. Okay, and you see here that another toolbar showed up, and there's actually quite a few toolbars embedded in this whole palette of things right here. Let's take a look at this area over here on the left here. This is just a collection of mathematical symbols. If you hit the down arrow there to see the full array of them, here's a whole bunch of math symbols. Here's the Greek alphabet. There's pi. We use that a lot. We use theta a fair amount also. Other Greek letters, things like the percent sign, cube root symbol, fourth root symbol, infinity, that's another useful one. Let's see what else is here. Anyway, just a whole collection of mathematical symbols that you might find useful in your writing. Also, you see there's a drop-down menu up here. Other Greek letters, there's capital Greek letters, letter-like symbols, all kinds of different little symbols that you might find useful in your writing. So this has got a lot of stuff in it. In addition to that are all these other toolbars that are more specific. This first one is just for fractions, and so if you click that, you see you can get several different types of fractions. I usually use this one that they call a stacked fraction, but you might find one of these other ones also useful. The other palette or toolbar that you might find very useful is this one here. It's called script, but this is where you would use this if you needed to input an exponent on something. And I'll show you how we use that. So we have, this would be for a superscript, but that's what you would use for an exponent. You could also have subscripts or combinations here of superscript and subscript. So another very useful toolbar here is the radical sign. And you can have just a plain old square root, but then you can have any other kind of nth root here. Here's a specific one for cube root. And, here are these common radicals. I don't really think they're that common, but they've put them in there in case you just wanted to use something real quick. And so these other math symbols, a lot of them are things that you probably won't be using in our class. This here, though, I should point this out, bracket. This is kind of nice. It's just got all these different bracket symbols like parentheses, squared off brackets. We'll be using both of these for interval notation if you need to. Those are also on your keyboard, of course, so you may not feel a need to use this particular symbol in the equation editor. However, let me just point out that when you do use this, when you click this, for example, you get the parentheses, and no matter what you put in the parentheses there, it scales it to whatever size is appropriate. So there is an advantage of using those. Okay, I'm going to click out of this and just show you. I just hit the backspace button a couple of times to do that. So let's write an equation and show you how it can be shown. I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut, so I'm going to press the Alt key and the equal sign, and I get that right away. Notice that the equation showed up right in the middle of the page. Okay, that's kind of a default if you've got a blank paper and you just start off with typing or wanting to write an equation. That's what it does. You can hit Control L to make it justify to the left, or Control R, make it go over to the right, or back to the center with Control E. And those are all standard keyboard shortcuts. shortcuts in on a PC computer. So let's just type in right here. I'm just going to click right in there, and I'm just going to say something like f of x equals, and let's use a radical sign. Here we'll use this. Click on that square root symbol. I'm going to click inside that symbol now, and I'm going to put a pair of parentheses like that. And then inside here what I'm going to write is 9 minus x squared. Okay, so I need to use a superscript symbol, so I'll just click that. You can see it pops in right there, so I'm using the mouse and clicking into these various little boxes. Put an X there. I can also hit the Tab key a couple of times, and that gets me into the next box. Excuse me. And so there's an expression, square root of 9 minus x squared. And so that's fine. That's a function. Now, let's say I wanted to include something like that in writing. I'm going to put the cursor on the left side and type the words. The function f of x equals the square root of 9 minus x squared graphs a semicircle. Okay, so now you can see I've put that into a sentence. Just to include here, I'll say the function, and now I'm in line of the text. I'm writing some text. I'm going to hit Alt =, and the equation editor space just pops up right there in line with my text. So that's pretty nice. Let's try this one. G of x equals, let's say, go up here and get the superscript sign. X squared. Click outside the box, and that gets me out of the thing there. Graphs a parabola. Okay, so you can put these mathematical expressions right in line with the text, or you can set them off if they're large and you want to set them off in somewhere else in the body of your paper. Okay, so that's how you get into it. Remember, go to the Insert menu and find the equation symbol, or the equation toolbar is really what it is. Or you can use the keyboard shortcut there of Alt plus the =, and that will get you right into the equation editor. If you have an older version of Microsoft Word that doesn't have this particular toolbar in it, which there's still quite a few of those out there, you might have one. Still, use the Insert menu there, Insert toolbar, and then go to Object. If you click on Object, okay, that brings up a list of different things that you can insert, different objects, and one of them is right here, Microsoft Equation 3.0. It's the older version of the equation editor from Microsoft, and it's excellent. Some computers have a little trouble formatting it and saving these objects, so unfortunately it's become a little bit obsolete by changes that Microsoft has made in their word processing. But it's still a very valid way, and if you have an older version of Microsoft Word, this is what you should do, is use the Insert, go to Insert, go to Object, and then find the Microsoft Equation 3.0. When you click that, it'll open up a smaller, but basically just the same kind of toolbar that we saw with the more modern version. Okay? All right, well that's it. That's how you'd use it. Hopefully this was at least an intro that you could make use of if you need to use the equation editor. And have a good day. Bye-bye.